Let's wrap up our May predictions with mind, body, and spirit. So we'll look at kind of like mind, or like mental health and well-being, body, physical health and well-being, and spirit, spirituality, or spiritual health and well-being. So let's take a look first at what you can expect for the month of May 2025 for mind, for mental well-being. Thanks, Spirit. What can this collective expect for mind and mental well-being? We have the Knight of Crystals, the Five of Wands. I feel like I have the message. It seems like, it seems like thoughts are going to really be having a big, like, dominating energy here. Okay. And so you have, like, I just feel like thoughts are kind of like rushing. There's a lot of air sign energy that's been coming through for this collective. Thoughts are rushing in. So it's up to you to check that your thoughts are then not creating feelings in you that you don't want to feel. There's going to be times where that happens, and so you have to like kind of shift your way out of that and recognize that a thought can just kind of come in and you don't have to sit in that energy. It's really interesting as I'm looking back at the overall cards that we had for the whole month of May. We had the Ace of Crystals and the Page of Cups, which is like your subconscious making contact with you, lots of thoughts, lots of that mental energy. But then right after that, we had the Three of Wands and the Chariot card. It's like, just because a thought comes in does not mean that you need to sit in that thought and be with that thought for the whole rest of that day. A thought can come in and easily just go right on by. And you can also be like, I'm going to just walk away from that thought. Now, this doesn't mean that you're ignoring your feelings, but you can be like, my thought is creating this feeling. And I'm going to recognize that that's where some of my feelings are coming from. And then my feelings are maybe then creating thoughts, right? If you're starting to get into a spiral, because I'm seeing the Five of Wands and the Five of Stars. So what I'm also getting is like, if you keep seeing 555 in May, 5th month, I feel like it's a reminder to check your thoughts. To check your thoughts, and are you creating what you want to create, or do you need to change your thoughts? Okay, so that you can actually bring in what you truly desire. Page of Stars. There's so much about manifesting this month. I don't know why. There's like just so much extra energy around, like, I don't know if it's like Manifestation May. Maybe I need to do some other like series about Manifestation May, because that just seems to be what's going on a lot for this collective this month. Like, and really learning about how to manifest, like the way that in like taking control and nervous system energy. If that's resonating for you and you're like, I would be interested in that type of content, let me know and I'll see if that's something that maybe create for us in some form. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think that was actually for me to just kind of be like, yeah, let's get some feedback about this. Two of Wands crossed. Let's get some feedback about this so I can like to figure out if this is something that we should create. Okay. So let's take a look next at body. So kind of like physical health and well-being for the month of May. I will say something that I've been getting, and I'm going to be making a whole separate TikTok about this, is that if you have, thank you, Spirit. This is coming through so freaking strong. If you have female reproductive organs, please make sure that you are just watching, taking care of your reproductive health, okay? If you haven't gone to the doctor in a long time, you're overdue for an appointment, schedule your appointment. I'm not saying that something bad is happening. I'm just seeing that there's like a lot of energy around people like needing to take care of this. Some of you are maybe like more fertile than you think you are. Okay, so for some of you, this could even be like leaning towards good news, but it's unexpected. For some of you, it's like maybe some sort of reproductive health thing, whether that's just like, just get your tests. You hear me, right? Get tested. Make sure that you're just taking care of your health in that area. Okay, so. And again, I'm specifically getting it for the people who have female reproductive systems, but if you know somebody with a female reproductive system, or if you maybe influenced by somebody's, whether they're healthy in that way, then this is for you too. And to make sure that they are, you're taking care of their health and they're taking care of their health too, okay? So let's take a look at what you need to know for physical health besides that. Physical health and well-being, what's going on in the month of May. Thank you, Spirit. I do feel like this is a month where it is kind of recommending that like you take charge here. Okay, so maybe this is something where you've been putting it off. Maybe you had some intentions at the beginning of the year and you've just been putting it off, and like you're actually feeling bad about yourself, I think, for not doing all the things that you wanted to do physical health wise to like take care of yourself. Maybe that's working out, going to the gym, exercising a certain amount, changing how you're eating, whatever it is. And it's like, okay, like let's start going towards those goals again. Like let's put that back on the maybe kind of more priority list for the month of May with the 6 of crystals, because you're literally like breaking promises to yourself, 9 of crystals. And when you break promises to yourself, it devalues you. And the very first card of the month of May was the 7 of wands. This is you proving yourself to you, I said. And so when you're breaking promises to yourself, that's actually the opposite of proving yourself to you. So make little promises to yourself that you can keep. Little promises to yourself that you can keep, right? So, maybe if you're like, oh, I'm gonna start going to bed 2 hours earlier every night. That might be really hard to just all of a sudden do. So maybe you need to make a different promise to yourself. Maybe the promise is you're gonna turn your TV off 2 hours earlier, and then you're gonna read and you'll start falling asleep earlier or whatever. Maybe the promise is, instead of like, I'm gonna start going to the gym 5 days a week, you've gone to the gym 0 days a week so far. So how are we going from 0 to 5? That's too big of a promise. So how about if it's like, I'm going to do physical movement for 15 minutes today? Just a little promise, okay? That's what I'm getting. Things that you can actually feel like this inspiration to do, Knight of Wands. But I am getting that you do have more energy to take these kinds of steps, okay? With the 7 of Wands, with the Knight of Wands, and the Star card, to the 10 of Cups, you can be very successful. So if you start implementing, like, honestly, they do not need to be big changes. Implementing some little changes in your physical health and well-being. Again, maybe this is related to food as well. Maybe it's something as simple as like, oh, I've been meaning to take this supplement that I saw that I really think is going to be helpful for me. Okay, cool, get it. Yeah, divinely aligned. And also look at how like even we have the health symbol here. So this is big, okay? So make sure that you are taking care of your physical health. I feel like this is a priority for you this month. And honestly, I think as you take care of your physical health and you see how like just making the slightest little changes, just little things, right? Maybe you literally are like, I'm gonna stretch for literally 120 seconds a day, 2 minutes. I'm gonna set a timer and I'm gonna stretch for 2 minutes a day. And you're gonna literally be like, I actually feel so much calmer. I'm gonna take 5 deep breaths. Like just the smallest things, okay? Let me know what little things you might try. You're gonna notice how quickly you're going to experience those changes, and that's gonna bring you back to your mental health being better as well, okay? So finally, yep, oh my gosh, hold on. I just see the 8 of Wands. Literally, those little changes are going to actually have such big impacts so quickly. So it's almost like you're collapsing your like health timeline in a really positive way in the month of May. All right, but let's finally look at spirituality for the month of May. What do you need to know for your spirit in the month of May? What do you need to know for spirit in the month of May? King of Wands, 10 of Crystals. It seems like maybe you're getting bolder with your spirituality. Tell me more. Like, you're more, interesting. It seems like you're more willing to kind of like go in a direction that feels more aligned to you. 6 of Stars on the bottom of the deck also, so interesting. I feel like, and I also hear like this like pounding music behind me, my neighbors. It's so funny. It seems like you're kind of like, I am confident in my spiritual beliefs, and it's maybe different than other people around me or like the tradition that I grew up with, but I just know that like those traditions have actually not really been good for me for whatever reason, and I know that like shifting into the thing that's like for me is helping me to like feel empowered. So that's what I'm really getting. You're feeling very empowered by like really trusting and like believing in your own like spirituality. This isn't giving echo chamber at all. So I just want to be really clear about that. This isn't giving delusion. This is giving like, you really are like developing these core beliefs about spirituality, not because you're following some like, you know, XYZ practitioner, but because you've actually like done some work to understand for yourself what things mean. And yeah, I feel like you've been misled in the past with the 10 of crystals, and you're finally like, okay, the old ways, some of my old spiritual beliefs, those actually were very disempowering. I don't really believe them. They were holding me down, holding me back, and I am bolder than that. And like my spiritual belief system is to be empowered. And 8 of Wands is back again. And I feel like this spirit is helping you. Spirit is really helping you all along the way. Okay. And when you feel empowered because you know that you're on the same team as spirit, it's going to help you get out of where you felt like you were alone, where you felt like you were abandoned before. 3 of crystals, it's going to get you out of those places, and you're going to feel like, yeah, you're on the same team as somebody, and that's going to help you to move forward more boldly. I feel like your spirituality just definitely feels like more of a source of inspiration for you this month. So, you know, we have had some places where things were looking kind of challenging in the month of May, of course. But what I'm getting is like when you're feeling like maybe things aren't going right, you're not sure what to do, come back to your spiritual practice, because your spiritual practice feels very empowering in the month of May. That's going to help to move you forward and propel you forward. 2 of crystals. So I hope that helps, and I look forward to our next reading. We'll see you for sure on Sunday for the week ahead.